In this video, we're going to be comparing the Audient iD4 and the Lewitt Connect 2 to help you decide if you should consider one of these interfaces for your home studio. First, let's talk about everything that they share in common. Both interfaces retail for under $200. They only have one XLR input for your microphone, dual headphone outputs, one being 1/4 inch and the other 1/8 inch. They also offer direct monitoring, so you can blend the signal from your inputs as well as your computer. You can also connect up to one pair of studio monitors, and both interfaces come with their own custom software. Next, let's talk about some of their key differences. The Audient iD4 has a metal construction. All of its functionality can be accessed with a combination of knobs, a scroll wheel, and actual buttons. It also has a JFET instrument input for your electric guitar and bass, and in my opinion, it is one of the cleanest sounding instrument inputs that I've tested here in the studio. But by far, the biggest selling point of this interface is its built-in analog style preamp based on the Audient ASP8024 console, which is very expensive, and it's going to add a bit of character and coloration to the sound of your recordings. However, even though this is a great sounding preamp, it can only provide up to 58 decibels of gain. So if you're planning to record with a gain-hungry mic like the Shure SM7B, you will be maxing out your gain and still have to boost it in post-production. Not a big deal, but I thought it was worth mentioning. The iD4 also comes included with Audient's ID Mixer software, and this is what it looks like. On the left, you'll find both of your inputs as well as your output channels, and on the right, you have access to audio loopback, which is a great feature for screen sharing and live streaming. But to be quite honest with you, since you have all of the functionality on the interface itself, there's really no need to use the software unless you need audio loopback. On the other hand, the Lewitt Connect 2 is really lightweight since it's not made of metal. All of its functionality can be accessed on the front of the interface through touch technology. It has a high-Z instrument input to record your electric guitar and bass. Its preamp can provide up to 72 decibels of gain, which is more than enough to power any gain-hungry mic like the Shure SM7B. But by far, its biggest selling point is the included control center software, and specifically auto setup. This is a game-changing feature, especially for beginners, because all you need to do is plug your microphone or your instrument, click on auto setup, then follow the prompts, and within less than 30 seconds, the interface is gonna do all of the work for you. This way, you don't need to worry about the technical side of recording and can just focus on creating. And speaking of software, this is what Control Center looks like. On the left, you'll find both of your input channels, each with its own independent gain knob, a 48-volt switch to power on condenser mics, a high-pass filter to roll off the low end of your recordings, clip guard, which will prevent your audio from ever clipping or distorting, 3 different EQ settings, a built-in compressor to control your dynamics, and a denoiser, which is very useful for removing background noise coming from your room. So here are a few examples of what you can do using the software. Let's test the EQ. This is the clean setting, which is supposed to give you the most natural sound out of the microphone. Moving to the warm setting, this is supposed to give you more of a vintage tone, and vivid, which is going to boost the high frequencies, giving you a brighter sound. Next, we're gonna test the compressor. This is the signal completely dry without any compression, and this is the signal with the compressor turned on. Moving on, let's test the denoiser. This is what the signal sounds like with my air conditioning going on the back. And this is the signal with the denoiser turned on. So now let's do some audio tests so you can hear both interfaces in action. You're listening to the built-in preamp on the Audient iD4, and for this test, I'm recording with the Rode NT1 condenser microphone. Now you're listening to the built-in preamp on the Lewitt Connect 2, and once again, I'm recording through a Rode NT1. Moving on to a dynamic microphone, this time you're listening to the Shure SM7DB, which is the new version of the SM7B. My gain is set pretty much all the way up on the Audient iD4, and this is what the built-in preamp sounds like. Now you're listening to the Shure SM70B being plugged into the Lewitt Connect 2, and this is what the built-in preamp sounds like. So what are my overall thoughts and who would I recommend each interface to? Before I share them with you, let me know in the comment section which one did you prefer and why. Also, if you enjoy videos like this, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. First, I just want to say that I got great results recording with both interfaces, and I definitely recommend them for any solo creator. So whether you're a musician, a voice actor, podcaster, or YouTuber, if all you need is one XLR input and you don't plan to have guests over at your studio, then either interface is gonna work for you. But with that being said, here are my thoughts. If what you care about most is having an analog style preamp to add a bit of coloration to your recordings, and you don't want to mess with any additional software because you primarily record everything completely dry, and then you're gonna leave all of the effects for post-processing, then I recommend the Audient iD4. However, if what you care about most is ease of use, you want to get access to the auto setup feature so you can be ready to record in less than 30 seconds every time, and most importantly, you want to be able to record with effects on the way in, minimizing post-production, then I recommend going with the Lewitt Connect 2. If you want to buy one of these interfaces, the links are down in the description below, and if you want to check out my favorite two microphones to pair with these interfaces, then make sure to click on this video.